Hello, Elizabeth here, and today I'm going to show you how I made this rhinestone claw clip. This is a small and quick project, so it's perfect for beginners and a great way to upcycle an old accessory and add some pizzazz. I'm going to walk you through everything step by step. I started with this white plastic claw clip. My favorite glue for rhinestone projects is called Gem Tack by the brand Beacon, and I transfer it into a precision tip bottle. I like to use a wax pencil that can be sharpened to pick up and place my rhinestones. For this project, I used just one size of rhinestone, which is these crystal AB rhinestones in the size SS8. There are links to all of the products I'm using in the description of this video. I usually prep by sanding the surface with sandpaper. This roughs up the smooth surface and helps the rhinestones adhere to it better. After sanding, I use rubbing alcohol to wipe down the surface with a lint-free wipe, which removes the dust and any dirt or oil that could interfere with the glue. I always start by outlining the outer edges of my projects. Using my precision tip bottle, I apply a thin line of Gem Tack and use my wax pencil to pick up and place my rhinestones side by side. I place them as close together as possible, but whenever necessary, I do leave a small amount of space between a few stones if I need to in order to reach the edge without any visible gaps. For example, when I reached the other end of the top edge of the handle on this clip. The reason I always start by outlining the edges is because it makes the finished product look super neat and clean. You can leave a little space in between rhinestones that are on the inside filler space and it won't be noticeable. But when you have a gap or an inconsistency in these straight edges along the outside, you will notice that. So it's important to the overall look for the outline to be as perfect as possible. I did the same thing outlining the rectangular gap in the middle of the clip for the same reason. Once I had everything outlined, I started filling in the inside space. And for most of this space, I did what some people call a grid pattern, which basically means I lined up the rhinestones side by side and one below the other, so that they line up both horizontally and vertically with the stones that are surrounding them. This is the way I think looks the neatest when filling in a square or rectangular space. There are a couple places where the space tapers, like in the curved line across the bottom and the handle at the top. And in those areas, I did a honeycomb pattern, which means the stones in each row line up in the spaces between the stones in the previous row, so that they fit together like a honeycomb. The nice thing about Gem Tack is that it dries slowly, so if you make any mistakes, you do have some time to gently remove your stones and replace them. You may have some white glue spilling out between your stones, and that's okay. The glue will dry completely clear and look great when it's done. In my opinion, it's better to have too much glue than too little because you want to make sure your stones are adhering properly. But if you're using too much and it's spilling out everywhere, it can be hard to see where you're placing your stones, particularly when they are this tiny. You'll get a feel for how much glue you need over time with practice, and if you squeeze out too much, you can always use the nozzle of your precision tip bottle to spread it out a bit. You can follow these same instructions with any color of clip and any color of rhinestone. You just want to make sure the color of your clip kind of matches the color of the rhinestone that you're using so that the gaps won't be very noticeable. I find white is always a great base color for crystal AB stones. I repeated the same steps on the other side of this hair clip, and here is the final result. Once you're done, you want to let the glue dry for at least 24 hours, but a full week is even better, before you wear it or handle it too much. If you have a lot of excess glue or wax residue, you can hand wash it just like you would with a rhinestone tumbler, which I have a video tutorial for as well if you've never done that. I hope you found this tutorial helpful, and if you enjoyed this video, I would love for you to subscribe to my channel and leave a comment letting me know what sort of projects you'd like to see in the future. See you later!